Welcome into GroomersTake on this beautiful Thursday. It's early April. That can only mean one thing. The Masters is here. Boy, oh boy, the next 4 days I will be watching as much as I possibly can. Of course, today wasn't able to watch much at all because, work and stuff like that. But a lot of not fantastic scores put up, but one really good score put up was -7 by Justin Rose. Start off the Masters like that. That is an excellent position to be. I didn't watch enough to really talk about it, but we saw Tommy Fleetwood hole-in-one on 16. That's awesome. Rory McIlroy hitting his dad in the leg with a drive. That's just funny. And I want to talk about Bryson DeChambeau a little bit because he hasn't. It's not like he's a villain, but he gives us great content. He thinks that this course is a par 67 for him. And if you say stuff like that, I mentioned it in previous episodes, you're not going to look good. He shot a +4 today. He was spraying the ball all over the place. And, other than Patrick Reed, because Patrick Reed is definitely a villain on the PGA Tour, Bryson DeChambeau could be the next one. He's just got that character, right? And I think the PGA Tour golf, it needs that person. It needs that cockiness. We haven't seen a guy like him ever. He just tries to hit the ball as far as he can. It's fun to watch, but it's also hard to watch at times. But hey, the next few days are going to be exciting to watch. Jordan Spieth was hacking it around a little bit, but he got it back to -1. He was on 18. I'm sure he closed it out in good shape. But hey, we got 3 more rounds, a lot of golf to watch. It's going to be a great time. Next. Of course, here on GroomersTake, we like to talk hockey. So let's talk a little bit. I mean, we have the trade deadline just around the corner. Not too many moves have been made yet, but the New York Islanders did make one, and it was a pretty darn good one, in my opinion. Picking up Kyle Palmieri and Travis Zajac. Guys with some skill, veterans, a bit of grit in them, and going to a team like the Islanders, it's scary. It's scary because they already play really good team hockey, really good team defense. They got a stud goalie in Varlamov, a wicked backup in Ilya Sorokin. And I was really thinking today, that East Division is solid. It's very competitive, but Boston, Pittsburgh, Washington, and the Islanders, those are the 4 teams that are probably going to make the playoffs, right? And then I was thinking, those 3 other teams, they better do something big at the deadline because I don't think any one of them will be able to win 4 games in a best-of-7 against this New York Islander team. Don't see it happening. Of course, the Tampa Bay Lightning could do it, and Carolina maybe, but most importantly, the Islanders are looking really good. And these guys, a lot of my viewers, we're Leaf fans. Do I see the Leafs beating the Islanders 4 times? Maybe, but it's going to be really tough. We have to see what the Leafs are going to do. But right now, the Islanders, they look like possibly the early team to beat other than Tampa Bay. It'll be interesting to see. We'll have to see what the Leafs do at the deadline. But that's the thing with this. Is hockey getting stale a little bit? We're seeing these teams play each other over and over and over and over again. I don't know. Just, I'm ready for playoffs. Let's get this deadline over with. Teams are finalized, and I'm ready for playoffs, man. It's gonna be really exciting. We're gonna stay with hockey a little bit because, of course, we're gonna talk about the Leafs. They such a roller coaster team, right? A few episodes ago, I'm talking like, what do they need to do? But now Jack Campbell has rattled off 10 wins in a row for ties a franchise record, I believe. And I want to run through a wall for this guy. And what do his teammates want to do? They absolutely love him. He's standing on his head. I mentioned earlier, is Freddie Anderson going to come back and all that jazz? They have to stick with Campbell for now. He's the hot hand. And hopefully when Anderson comes back, it's just, the talking heads, we're all going to talk about it. It's going to be front and center here in Toronto. But, I think in the end, these guys are a pretty solidified team. They love each other. They look great right now. Austin Matthews looks unbelievable. He's a goal-scoring machine. He plays defense. He backs checks. He's out there for PKs. He was there at the end of the game last night. Now you're looking at a guy who puts the puck in the net as much as he does, but now you can even put him in Selke conversations maybe later in his career. It's really, really cool to see. But the deadline's coming. I want to see what happens. David Savard, I think, will go to Tampa. That's the only really take I have right now. I think Tampa will do something like that, maybe overpay for a depth defenseman like that, a nice veteran. We're going to stay with hockey just a little bit because on my way home I heard on the radio, I'm just a guy. Said it before. But Tanner Pearson re-signing with Vancouver for X amount of years, I don't really remember, but I know it's over $3 million per, and that's a little scary to me. I don't really understand why you would make that move right now. You have younger guys coming up in the system that you're gonna have to pay in Pettersson and Hughes. Like, those guys are gonna have to be paid. You don't know what the NHL is gonna look like next year. You don't know what the cap's gonna be, and you're giving this $3 million off. It doesn't make total sense to me, but hey, I'm not hating on Tanner Pearson. I like him a lot. He can give you 15 to 20 goals a year, and that's solid in the NHL for any team. But we'll have to see. Hockey, deadline, coming up. Love it. Next. I haven't talked to you in a little while, and this story's a little old, but I think it has to be mentioned, was Sam Darnold being traded to the Carolina Panthers. Clearly the Panthers don't love Teddy Bridgewater. I kind of love Teddy Bridgewater. Is he a bona fide starter? Excuse me. Maybe, but maybe not. I know they didn't like his decision making, yada yada, but what makes you think Sam Darnold is going to be any better? This is a complete gamble. You didn't give up a lot, like 2nd, 4th, and 6th or something, and the Jets will gladly take it because they have the second overall pick this year that they'll probably use on Fields or Mac Jones because, of course, Trevor Lawrence is probably going to go one Jacksonville. But back to Darnold. I don't watch a lot of college, but I watch enough to know that he wasn't a standout. He played in USC. He threw a lot of picks, not a lot of touchdowns. Didn't seem like he was a guy that could, be the gamer you need in the NFL as a quarterback. So this is a complete gamble for Carolina. I hope it works out. I think we're going to see a lot of Christian McCaffrey because obviously he's a stud and you need that. So good luck. I hope Sam Darnold could get back on his feet. That would be cool. But hey, it's a gamble. And as for the Jets, I really want one of these picks to work out. Please work out because I've mentioned before, I really like the makeup of a lot of their team. They've just needed the quarterback. I hope it works out for them, but this is absolutely way too much time talking about the Jets. Next. The NCAA basketball is now officially over. We'll start with the UCLA and Gonzaga game. I don't watch enough, but when I listen to sports, watch sports, and all the analysts are saying that that's a top 5 all-time college game, then I absolutely believe it. What I love about stuff like this is when people are on Instagram and they are the lady on Instagram being all excited that UCLA tied the game up at 90, and then Suggs comes down and drains a 3 with no time left on the clock, and the whole place goes quiet. This lady's shocked. It was excellent to see, but really a fun game. Let's get to the final. Baylor wins the championship, and they absolutely dominated the entire game. There was talk like Gonzaga's schedule wasn't as tough, so that's why they were undefeated. But hey, they were undefeated, and I think now I saw a stat they are the 4th team all time or something like that to go undefeated all the way to a certain point. 2 teams lost in the semifinals. Now I think Gonzaga's the 2nd team to lose in the final. I've mentioned in a previous episode, Gonzaga is a bit of a choke artist. Maybe this was the year. Well, ultimately it was not. But let's focus more on Baylor. Congrats to them. It's their first school title in basketball, and that's huge. Can't wait till next year. I think we'll see fans in the buildings because the madness is real, and we missed out on it this year. Next. I really just wanted to end the episode today by thanking everyone that does watch and that does tune in. Over the last few weeks, I've gotten, whether it be in person or a direct message on Instagram or just texting me, showing some support. I appreciate it a lot. People have asked me why I didn't talk about a certain topic. Sometimes I miss stuff. Or sometimes I just decide not to talk about it, or certain things that happen in the sport world have to do with an athlete or whatever, but the story is not really about the love of sport, if you know what I'm talking about, a certain thing in the NFL. Sometimes I'll talk about it, but really with these episodes I want to be about the fun, the love of sport, and not what the negativity is on it. With all that being said, if you want me to talk about something in a future episode, just let me know, and I will. Maybe I'll throw it in an episode, in an Instagram story, or a quick little post on Instagram. But I just really want to say I appreciate the love and support from everybody that does watch. I do this because I love talking sports, man. It's my favorite thing to do, and I have a lot of fun doing it, and I appreciate everyone that tunes in. And you know what? Hey, till next episode, I'm Adam Groom. GroomersTake. Bye-bye.